Hi everyone, it's Teal here from Fresh Clinics and I have the incredible Dr. Kristy Kostalas with me today from Port Macquarie. You've definitely seen her on Instagram. Her clinic is called PMAC and we are in the beautiful Byron Bay, relax on our beanbags, and we're going to have a chat about all things business. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. How are you going today?
Oh, I am loving this. This is one of my favorite conferences. Who wouldn't want to be a Byron? I mean, if you've got to pick a conference, it's going to be this one.
100%. Look at the vibes. At the moment, I feel like the industry is changing a lot. How have those changes impacted you and your business this year?
I mean, I think we've seen probably an economic downturn, and I think that's definitely having an effect on all kind of discretionary spending, and we really do fall in that discretionary spending category. What I've noticed is a drop-off of some of those larger item kind of appointments, or the more expensive appointments, like some of the filler packages, things like that. Toxin seems to be a really good business model right now. Rinse, repeat. If people are budget conscious, they're just going to drop one or two areas out, but they're still going to come for their treatment. I always push skin. I've noticed that's dropped off a little bit. To be fair, it was mostly kind of the end of last year, beginning of this year. It's almost back to normal now for me.
Amazing. That's really, really good. I feel like it's a testament to how incredible you are with your marketing and staying on top of everything.
Definitely the bad TikTok dancing. Yeah.
100%. So I wanted to ask a little bit about the background of your business. Obviously, you're here with Mertz. You're an incredible clinical trainer. Tell me a little bit about your journey and how did you get to where you're at right now?
So I'm a GP by trade, and I started PMAX, my company, as a side hustle. It's now like a very, very big hustle. I have 3 other doctors and 3 nurses, so a pretty big injecting team.
Tell me a little bit about your practice model, because obviously you're down in Port Macquarie. You've grown exponentially over the past few years. I'm sure that has to do with your model of care and involving not just that like uni model of one treatment. You're really seeing the whole face and treating the whole patient. Talk to me about that.
I mean, I think when we get patients coming to us, we're starting a relationship with them. And if it's the right relationship and it's a healthy relationship, we hope it's going to go for decades. Aesthetics has lots of different things inside of it. It has toxins, it has fillers, it has regenerative medicine, I think, and it has the skin, right? So I think if you want a really good, long-lasting relationship with your patient, you probably need to be offering something from all of those baskets. I think you want to look at where can you be adding extra services, be it skin or regenerative or fillers or tox or whatever it is, but you've kind of got to do a little bit of everything so that you can offer your patients everything and that they don't go somewhere else and potentially maybe stay somewhere else.
That's really, really good advice. And I think that obviously a huge part of that is the consultation process. And I think you must have really nailed the consultation process to have that longevity in your client base. So tell me a little bit about that. What's your successful tips for an incredible consultation?
I don't keep them too long. I consult in about a 45-minute period. My biggest kind of consultation trick is start with an open-ended question. What's brought you here today? And that's going to tell you where to lead the rest of your consult. If you have a good long-standing relationship over time, you will address the other areas of the face as they come up. But if they come for one concern, probably just address that one thing, knowing that you'll have an opportunity later to do full face management as they're coming back to you.
Incredible advice. And that all comes back to trust, right? So I think the question is, how do you build that trust with your clients? Because it's not just like a one size fits all, something that happens instantaneously. Tell me about that.
Building the trust with the patient's really important, because when I've had my patients for a few years, I now just say, you need this and this, and they don't even ask me. They're like, okay, because I've spent the time building that relationship. I just think in this industry, if you look like you're selling something, you're cooked. That patient is never going to trust you. They have to feel like you are managing them in their best interest, which you should be, but not in a selling space.
That's incredible advice. Where would you go for that sort of help with sales and business, and where does that come from?
What I think is I've fallen somewhere down like a TikTok hole where the psychologists keep telling me things and I keep watching them. I think there's a lot of information there about understanding people and understanding motivations. I think, you need to sell yourself as a person so that they can say, hey, this is my kind of person. I'm going to come and see them for some work. Whereas if you're not their person, you don't want them as patients anyway. They can find
so true. So true. It sounds like you're really, really good at juggling it all. You're a clinical trainer for Mertz. You run your own practice. You're managing the actual in-person time with the clients and then also the back end of the business. How do you juggle it all? How do you find the balance between clinical and business?
I'm going to be really honest. I think when you're owning a business, you are hustling all of the time. If you're working for a business, you get to switch off and you get to go home. There's actually always something. There's always an email. There should be always something. I think especially from the fresh perspective, the nurses know that. They're hustling all the time because they're running their own businesses. You need to be working on your business as well as in it. That is a really hard balance. Where you can offload the jobs, do so. It'll make you more efficient. It reduces your mental load. All you really want to work on is, where is my business going, as well as working in it. You don't want to be doing the nitty-gritty day-to-day stuff that you can potentially get an admin staff member to do.
It's really good advice. Let's talk a little bit more about that journey then, because like you said, you're doing super well. You've got people there helping you. Let's think back to maybe like a time at the start of your journey, or maybe it was something recent. Tell me about a really big challenge that you faced and how you've overcome it.
It's kind of along the same line. We need to hire people to help us. I think one of the biggest challenges is learning the capacities and the capability of the people who work for you and delegating tasks within those spheres for that human being. If you over or underdo it, you end up with a really unhappy staff member. People function at different levels, and to hopefully fulfill them within that functionality for them and not for what I can do.
That's amazing. Staff is a huge challenge. I think people is everything, especially for our like medium to bigger clinics that we have here at Fresh. What do you think is the number one place to go if there is a business out there that's needing help with all of this sort of stuff?
I think there's some really good people offering business development services for starters. So I think that you should get a business coach if you don't have one, because I think they can give you really good processes to go through. There's also a couple of companies that are offering like strategic management for staff.
It's incredible that we have these services. In saying that, let's do a quick plug for Fresh Clinics. Why Fresh Clinics? Why have you chosen us?
Do you know what I love about Fresh Clinics? Everything from the ground up, and I think that tells you something about the culture from the top down. I have never once met a Fresh nurse I didn't really like. They're all really good human beings. Fresh is amazing. The support is amazing. Everybody is so kind, but they're thorough. They work within the boundaries of what they can do. I genuinely can't fault the model in any way. And that's as an outsider. Like, I don't work for Fresh. I run my own independent doctor's clinic, and I love Fresh. I love the Fresh model, the Fresh people, the Fresh staff. I don't have one constructive criticism for you, sorry.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we love you. We're massive fans. Thank you for having a chat with me. It was so lovely to talk to you, and I will see you later in the training rooms and on stage.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.